The Nanite build is here, and it's looking very beautiful. So let's jump right in. What is Nanite? Well, to put it super simply, Nanite is a new technology that is coming with Unreal Engine 5, and its purpose is to save developers time and therefore money by cutting out certain steps in developing assets for a game. The purpose of this build is to do a terrain Nanite tests on people's machines and see how things run. The terrain you're seeing is very beautiful. In fact, it is so beautiful the Omni frame looks out of place. This terrain was not developed by the Ember team, but it comes directly from the Quixel Megascan library. If you don't know, Quixel is a company that was acquired by Epic Games in 2019, and they do photo scans of real-world locations and put them into the library that then game developers can use in their games. And not just game developers, essentially anybody who wants to do anything within Unreal Engine can use it. Including you, these assets are free on the Quixel Megascan library when you use the Unreal Engine 5 editor. An important thing to note is that this is super unoptimized. According to the devs, there is no official documentation for Nanite right now, only some videos, so the developers are learning as they go. This is pretty much the entire previous Chief Chat stream. Pretty much for about 2 hours straight, Grums was messing with the terrain tools in Unreal Engine 5. Subsequently ran out of RAM. After all this testing, the devs are more looking to use Nanite potentially not for terrain, but more for base building, guns, and the Omni frames themselves. Another thing I want to mention quickly is that when the build went live, not everybody has 3080s like me, and many people with varying hardware with 10 series GPUs and 9 series GPUs were able to run this build even in its unoptimized state that it's in right now. And I think this can alleviate a lot of the fears people had when the Unreal Engine 5 Valley demo came out and people were freaking out that their PCs are obsolete now. Okay, let's move on. Like I said, it's super unoptimized, and super unoptimized means it runs poorly. And you've probably noticed the frame rate counter in the corner that is showing 60 to 50 frames per second, and this is in combat, as you can see. The benchmarks I do are out of combat because combat is not something that I can accurately recreate for testing, so the results in the benchmark that I did will be slightly better than what we're seeing right now in combat. Now let's find out how poorly it runs compared to the previous Unreal 5 build. And the results are, drumroll please, the Nanite Unreal Engine 5 build is 52% slower than the standard Unreal 5 build. And this 52% hit comes in addition to the 30% hit we got when going from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5 with absolutely nothing changed. And of course, big disclaimer, this is a pre-alpha game, the game is far from release, and the engine itself is also in early access, and it's also not a complete product, and the build is also super unoptimized, if I haven't said that already like 4 times or something. So yeah, we went from about 208 frames per second average down to 145 frames per second, and now we're going down to 70 frames per second on average, and that dips even lower to about 50 and sometimes even 40 frames per second when you're in combat in the Nanite terrain area. Some more additions to this build is new lighting. I don't know what they did, but the lighting looks completely different and things behave very differently. Like when you glide really up high in the air, things become dark. You can capture some really pretty screenshots with this new lighting thing they did. I'll put a screenshot up so you can see what I was able to capture. Additionally, there is massive amounts of fog in the lower areas of the map. Gives it a little mysterious look. We don't know what's down there. Don't go down there. But not because something's gonna happen to you. Nothing's gonna happen. It's just it's so broken you won't be able to see anything. The fog is just too thick. Another little piece of news. Grumps wants to release a little demo of the Feli skin that he's been showing off in Unreal 5, as well as the same demo but for the bunny skin for anyone to download regardless of backer status, so that anybody can look around in Unreal Engine 5 at the skins. And to be clear, it's the packaged build like the ones we get for demos, not the source files. Now that we're done with everything, what's coming next? So next week we are supposed to get a new, more optimized terrain build. So I'm excited for that, and I will be doing a performance comparison of the more optimized build to this current build to see how well it performs. Additionally, we will be getting our first look at the new, untextured albeit, Tsi-hu. Yep, new Tsi-hu models, as well as new models for the knee biters. And if you don't know what the knee biters are right now, it's the floating boxes, floating white boxes. So get subscribed so you won't miss it. If everything goes to plan, this video will go up next week, the same time this one goes up. And that is it. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll see you in the next one.